All right, Google Business Profile SEO tips. That is going to be the main topic of today's video. Google Business Profile SEO tips, how to help you rank #1 in Google Maps. More notably, some of the things that I'd like to cover with you today is what is the consistent element within Google Maps that we need to deploy in order to see a consistent result. So what I want to share with you briefly here is just 3 separate campaigns that happened in a short period of time, where within less than 30 days, we were able to achieve a very good result, or we're on our way. Now, what I do not want to do is I don't want to show you my best results because that's unrealistic. Where in 15 days or 28 days, you were able to take a client or your own property from, say, it's all 20s to now it's map pack and completely green. Or I'm also not going to show you a 2-mile radius where it's bright green. What I want to share with you is the overall of 3 separate campaigns, most notably for dentists and law firms that are in competitive, they're going after competitive keywords. And in a relatively short period of time, you can see that what we're doing is starting to work. And what I want to share with you after I share with you the 3 separate campaigns is some of the primary problems. When I get into a client campaign that was working with another company, or maybe they've been managing it themselves, what are some of the very consistent things that need to change in order to start getting the campaign on the right track? Most notably, when we're talking about traffic, we're talking about utilizing traffic tools. All right. So my name is Chris Palmer with Chris Palmer Marketing. First and foremost, what I want to share with you is we have 3 separate campaigns. All right. Now, these 3 separate campaigns, very easily, here, I'll share this with you briefly, are 3 separate examples where we were able to start getting these campaigns on track. So the very first one that I'll share with you, this is a law firm. It's a personal injury law firm, and it's not as if we're doing bad, but as you can see from 6.3 to 7.3, the main objective here was to start to expand proximity in a certain region. Now I can't give up the tapes on who exactly, but I can say that it's personal injury. There's a lot of different personal injury type practices that they could be performing. The goal here is to expand proximity. We want to expand proximity month over month by 2 to 3 miles. This first jump was a 3-mile radius, 3 miles in every direction. All right, so this is a big jump across all keywords. Very, very happy to see this, okay? We can see some improvements as well, but the main goal here was to expand proximity. Now, next, some of the next pieces, and I'll share with you what we do first and foremost, and then I'll share with you after that the big movers. All right, so stick with me until the end. I want you to be able to find success within your business. That's it. All right, so let's keep going. The next element that I want to share with you, so this is a dentist. They do cosmetic dentistry, Invisalign, things along these types. Very specific craft is what they do. All right, very expensive, not a very high competition, but in a easy area. All right, but that's neither here nor there. But what I can share with you again is from 5 to less than a month's time, we're starting to move in the right direction. Month 1, we're really just trying to clean up any little messes that were made by the business owner in some cases, or perhaps SEO agencies, right? And again, I'll talk about these small messes and some of the things that we want to get in order and what you want to get in order with your business. All right. So again, we're moving, and this is across generally with around 30 to 60 keywords. You vary keywords, and we're going to talk about that also. But this is what we generally want to see. We're starting to move in the right direction. All right. This is a beautiful thing. And I'm not showing you my best. All right. That's not the goal here. It's not to wow. It's to show consistent results consistently. That's what I like. That's what I like. And that's what business owners like. It doesn't need to be boom, but it needs to happen. Right. So let's move into here. This is personal injury, car, truck. These are the primary focuses for this business. And again, what we're starting to see here, we were working on this campaign for a lot longer, but we wanted to, in the area that we serve, we want to own the map pack. We want to show up for each of the 26 practice areas that we're in. We wanted to show up in the map pack across the board in our 9-mile radius. And we wanted to win. We started very small, 3-mile radius. We started working out. We've been working on this campaign for a long time, and this is a much better result. Across 26 different practice areas, maybe it's 25. I'd have to go and look. We want to be in the map pack across the board. All right. I shared this with you to share that the pieces that we've learned, I want to share with you. And also, too, what we want to make sure of, first and foremost, I mean, you could fill out your profile. I've watched other videos and I've seen the same consistent, the stuff that you already know, right? Like, we want to make sure that our profiles are optimized. We want to make sure that we're hyper-focused on a specific category. We want our products and our services to match and mirror the website, right? This stuff you probably already know, and if not, there's 9 million videos that will cover this with you. That's not what I do, right? I want to teach you how to fine-tune a campaign so you can find success, okay? The next element that I want to share with you, quite notably here, is we want to make sure that each of our locations for each of our services, we have and issued out our citations. Also, on top of that, generally within campaigns, we also want to always make sure that we're issuing out a mass PR. I'm letting you know what we would do, right? And so you can deploy this yourselves, all right? Citations for each and every location. We want to include keywords. On top of that, we're going to take care of our PR. This way we could say, hey, here's who we are, here's what we do, here's where we're doing it. And of course, we'll link back to generally the map's location, all right? Now, let's get into more about the traffic that you're sending and some of the issues that I'll see when picking up campaigns such as these 3 off the back ends of other, sometimes just the business owner or off other companies. All right, so let's hop back over here to this little board here. I'll share this with you. I didn't realize I needed a special HDMI cord for this. It's not special, but I needed a much longer length than what I had, right? It's very interesting. But with that being said, right, let's go ahead and talk about some of the big ones, all right? So first and foremost, what I see, right, is this, all right? Hopefully you can see me well. I do hope. Here's some of the pieces that I noticed. Let's say that we're looking at a map grid, all right? Let's say, for instance, that you're working and your focus here is on a specific map grid. On the map grid, you're going to see numerous different points, right? Sometimes they're circles or X's, however you want to look at this, all right? This could be a 5-mile grid, 3-mile grid, 10-mile grid. See, we're utilizing tools in order to track our progress, our success, right? Correct. Now, what I see time and time again is, I'll make a smaller grid so we can make this make sense. We have our grid, right? And you'll have your piece of software, and this is something that I just went through. All right, so let's say that this is a bot, it's a robot. And this robot is going here, and the customer will, of course, set the longitude and latitude to the degrees that are in the box, right? Right? That's generally what you'll do. Let's say you're using, I'm not sure which tool you're using, but you're setting the longitudes and latitudes. But which longitudes and latitudes? Is it multiple points? And when we're running consistent traffic, is it always the same longitudes and latitudes for the same keywords consistently, all within this box? There's never any oddities that ever come in. Ever? You know, setting up your longitudes and latitudes, this is great. But let's make sure that we have enough points that are going to feel realistic. Also, if we're looking at a map grid, you know, Google has spent a lot of money to understand where commercial properties are, where the real streets are, where residential properties are. They have mapped almost the entire world, right? They understand where things are, so much so that you could take a picture of something, upload it, and it'll tell you where that picture is, right? So would it be in your best interest to select longitudes and latitudes that are at places that are in the woods? I'm just saying, is there a home there? Is that the best place to be issuing out a specific search? Is somebody standing in the middle of a tree, camping in the woods, doing a search for your locksmith service? I don't know. Maybe, but highly unlikely, right? So we really think about this when you're putting these types of things together, all right? So longitudes and latitudes. You got to think about it. It can't be fast. So longitudes and latitudes and where we're initiating the searches from, I see this time and time again with campaigns. Getting that on track is very, very crucial. Also, too, with softwares, let's talk about another piece that I see pretty consistently. When we're taking over campaigns, I'll notice inside of your search performance, inside of your Google business profile, all right? Once I have this board on the screen, we'll be able to live look and talk on the board. And I think that that dynamic will be really, really great for both of us for learning and teaching. I was catching up on some projects, so I had to take some time. Not that I wasn't uploading consistently, but I had to take some time off for business. But I'll be back just punishing YouTube. Don't you worry. But I had to catch up on some things. All right. I had to get some things in order. Where were we? Oh, where were we? We were talking about running consistent keywords from the locations, picking longitudes and latitudes, right? So what I noticed a lot of times is, again, if we have a certain box, all right, we're talking about Google Maps and running traffic or getting traffic to Google Maps, all right? However you want to do that, that's not the point of this video. I want to help you optimize your campaign so you can see consistent success, all right? That's what it's all about. Don't be in a rush. It's about consistency and staying persistent and achieving small milestones within your business so you can start actually generating business, all right? Don't be in a rush. Take your time. Don't just hammer everything. Like, take your time. This is not a sprint by any stretch of the imagination, all right? And if there's businesses out there saying that you're going to achieve insane results, I'd be very, very cautious on this, all right? I've ran hundreds of campaigns, and generally it's within the 3 to 8 month range, all right? Before you really start taking off, getting into the map pack consistently across all keywords. Takes a long time, okay? But anyway, what I want to talk about here now is what I'll see is, let's say you're utilizing a piece of software, okay? We're utilizing a piece of software in order to initiate searches for a business, all right? Now, inside of this piece of software, there's going to be selections, right? If you're utilizing software in order to help your clients or maybe within your own business, you know, you're going to see things like Circle K, okay? Circle K, Walgreens, okay? Target, okay? Walmart, right? These are points of interest. Generating searches or searches that are initiated on points of interest that are not hyper-specific to your own will only harm the overall results in the long run. If I'm initiating or doing searches from main business locations that are zero specific to your niche, I'm sure you can have some test cases that maybe would prove this wrong. Okay, maybe. But I have never seen a positive success doing this like I have seen doing it this way. If, say, I have a law firm, all right, let's say that this is a personal injury law firm. This personal injury law firm does truck, they do car, and of course their personal injury, all right? My points of interest that I want to initiate searches from are other top performers that are just like me. Even if I'm in position 20 starting off, the only thing that I want to generate search and clicks from is businesses that are above me. I'm a better choice than the top performers currently. I'm a customer that has generated a search I've looked at the top people, just like everyone else inside of their session. But when I end my session, I end with you, the customer, the business owner. If I'm initiating searches, I don't want to initiate searches from Target. I want to initiate searches inside of a session where I'm actively looking for a truck lawyer. I'm actively looking for Invisalign. I'm actively looking for a chiropractor, right? I'm looking at the winners just like every person before you has, right? They've gone to the 3-pack. They've searched, they've looked, they've gone through reviews, and what do they generally do? Well, they'll usually choose the people in the 3-pack, but if I want to see movement, I need to start choosing me. All right, you with me so far? All right, good. So that is going to be using points of interest. Use points of interest that make sense. I'm not saying that you can't see a result doing it the other way, but we're optimizing a campaign for success. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more. I want to share some other tips with you. Now, oftentimes what we will find out is we'll pick up campaigns from very well-known. We'll pick up campaigns, okay? Now, we know that we have our primary keywords, right? We have, let's say it's truck accident lawyer, or maybe it's Invisalign near me, or I'm not sure what your keywords are. Locksmith Daytona, it could be anything, right? But you know what your list of primary keywords are based on what's actually on your website. Now, when you start running your campaigns, you want to improve your primary keywords. So what you'll do is you'll load up in a list, right, of 10, 20, 30 keywords that are only primary keywords, okay? Or sometimes people will get fancy and they'll do primary plus location. And this is necessary. However, if my maps traffic is only consistent to the primary keywords, honestly, when you do that, how big of a result or big of a push will you receive? As opposed to, take a look inside of your Google Business Profile, your search results, all right? Your performance results. Take a look in there. What are real business owners actually typing in, or what are real potential customers typing in order to find your business? Like, go ahead, do it now while we're talking. Take a look at your performance tab, scroll down to the very bottom. Now, if you're a service-based business, meaning like, hey, you offer services within a certain area, geographical location, or maybe even you're a lawyer, or maybe you're a chiropractor, take a look, scroll down to the stuff that looks like this. Right? These numbers, the numbers that look like this, right? Less than, slightly more than 15 or 25. What are normal customers typing in? They're typing in things like very specific solution. I have a rat in my attic, right? Oh, a rat in your attic on 115 North Street. Or they'll write pest control near 113 West Broad Street, right? Right? Like, look down at the bottom. That's what they're typing in. It's specific questions, just very, very specific things that you might offer or you've been shown for. These are the types of phrases and variations that you need to increase in order to see big results on the primaries and, of course, primary plus location. I'm not saying that you need to shut these off. But if I want to perform very well for, say, I don't know, just say pest control, then what are the specific types of pests? And more specifically, what are the addresses that you're at? Or more specifically, what is the specific problem that needs to be solved? Like, think about it. What's Johnny typing in when he has an issue? Or think about yourself when you're looking for something. Do you just type in primary keyword? Depending on what the service is that you're looking for. But more notably, I'm looking for a specific solution that's close to me. I need a tuxedo near me. I need a tuxedo for a young man that's going to a wedding, right? I need a blue tuxedo for a young man going to a wedding, right? Like, just think about these things. The easiest way to go about doing this and coming up with variations, again, go to performance, scroll all the way to the bottom, and start looking at what are real customers putting in there. That's what you want to see. Now, let's talk about the next piece, okay? Let's talk about volumes of traffic. Now, I've noticed a lot of different things over the course of time, all right? I used to get very mathy when trying to figure out exactly what's going to help and move the needle. But what I quickly started to understand when I ended up having multiple businesses or customers, clients, that I have one business owner that's in this SERP that's in the 3-pack for the keywords. And then I have another business owner that just got on with us. They're almost competing in the same SERPs, all right? Where I have access and I can see the wild amount of difference between this result and this result. And it's not that the overall clicks, it's not the overall directions or the overall calls, but the amount of overwhelming overall amount of interactions on the profile from a 3-pack ranker to somebody low, very low. If I have a business and I have 30 keywords that I'm going to start producing clicks and traffic for, right? Say I want to get and generate clicks and traffic on 30 types of keywords. And I'm looking at this business that's in the 3-pack for a big majority of these 30 keywords. I can almost guarantee, these are hypothetical numbers, that they'll have 6,000 interactions. Okay, and that can be across a lot of different things. It's 6,000 interactions. If I have a lower performing business, all right, this might only have 121 interactions. In order for me to even see a blip in the right direction, I can't simply start sending in the amount of interactions, regardless of the interaction that it is, at small levels. If you only send in tiny amounts of interaction, you're barely even going to budge that needle. Like, I assure you, inside of maps, pick up the pace, but not too much. All right, like don't go completely ham. But what I'm saying is if you're sending in 1 to 3 extra clicks on a daily basis, it's not even touching what top performers have. If I want to be a winner, I need to look like the winners. Let's move on. All right. We talked about number 1, which was the longe and the latitudes, right? If you're going to go this route for loading in specific types of longitudes and latitudes, let's be really realistic of where we're going to choose those from, okay? And then on top of that, like what are you going to load in? Are you only going to load in the pins that are actually going to be tracked within your tool? Just be very mindful. Make sure you're picking streets. Make sure you're picking streets that are residential. Make sure it's more notably at a house. Like, do what makes sense for yourself and your business. Number 2, the longitudes and latitudes we talked about. Number 2, this is another point. The same keywords over and over, month after month, week after week, day after day. Like, your business just gets a boatload of traffic, a ton of traffic, just loads of it, heaps of it, for just the primary keywords, nothing else. Does that even sound like that's something that you should be doing? No. So the same keywords consistently over and over again, there needs to be a switch up. Okay, different variations, different types. Number 3, unrealistic keywords. Again, this goes back to looking at the actual performance inside the profile and choosing variations and phrases and keywords. Like, not everybody is an SEO like us. Not everybody knows that if I type a short, sweet answer, it's going to kick back the better result from Google. Like, not everybody knows that like us. Like, when you take a look inside your performance, you'll quickly understand and realize that normals aren't typing stuff in like that. They don't search like you and I. They just don't. Like, I've seen it for chiropractors, lawyers, law firms, pest control, locksmiths. Like, the real people that are coming in aren't just typing locksmith near me or locksmith, or like, they just don't. Some do. A lot of people don't. All right. So what I want to do is I need my profile to be, the interactions need to be as realistic as possible. Next, number 4. All right. So when we're talking about the products, all right, products are powerful. If we're utilizing products and we're mirroring with services, okay, sometimes you can do this. Not necessarily at the top of my list, but it does work in some niches very, very well. If we're going to utilize this and your profile is getting, let's say you're getting 1,000 interactions. 1,000 interactions, you're getting directional requests, you're getting click to calls, you're getting website searches, you're getting traffic. But then you come inside of here and there's a big 0 for profile, for product interactions. This is a problem. We need to have interaction that is going to mimic what a authentic and high quality business is receiving. Real businesses are getting traffic for reviews, brand search, the business owner's names, specific types of services, and they're also getting secondary actions that are going to include product clicks, along with, they're also going to be views on service. I believe you can even see these interactions now from like your regular dashboard. So take a look at that. You know, are we at least getting something there? What else did I write down that was really good? Dress lookup. And last but not least, all right, I'm going to give you a last piece here. The reviews. All right. Now, I pretty much hammered this home, but we're going to just talk about this really brief here. It's not the overall amount, okay? Not the overall amount. It's not where they're from. Irrelevant, completely irrelevant. Not the amount. It's not where they're from. What matters is the velocity. All right? If my profile is starting to get an uptick of interactions, it is also in your best interest to also get an uptick of reviews. It doesn't have to be 20 or 30 or 40 a week or month, but consistently 1 to 3, depending on your niche, depending on your category and location. All right? And 2, this is another thing that I was getting asked, okay? It's velocity of reviews. There needs to be consistency is what I'm getting at. The next element that I want to point out to you is, I get this so often. I want to just nail this down right now, okay? If the top number 3 pack guys and gals, business owners, company owners, and they have 121 reviews, 63 reviews, and 82 reviews, this is not the number that needs to be matched or beat. Your business is better than theirs, right? Every business owner thinks that, right? I'm the best. I offer the best service. This is what I do, right? I have the best quality. But if you're a good business, you're consistently getting business, right? And you should also be getting consistent reviews. So if your number, if you're on a trajectory where, hey, I'm doing good work, I'm doing my SEO, I'm fixing the website, I'm putting up the products, the services, I'm running traffic, I'm running ads, like I'm just crushing it. If you're 2 a day, or 2 bi-daily, or even 1 bi-daily, ends up beating this, it's because you're doing consistent business consistently. You will be rewarded, not demoted. The number that the top performer has nothing to do with you. Nothing. All right? I just wanted to point that out for you. If you have any questions related to local Google business profiles, anything SEO tip related, please. I'll be happy to answer it for you. Now I have a few more moments here. I wanted to make this a half hour or less. I know it's the 4th of July. I know, but I really wanted to make this, if let's say that aside from website projects, let's say it's Google business profile projects. Let's just say hypothetically that I manage 83 separate Google business profiles. Out of that 83, let's say that 73 of them are in the map pack and we're starting to expand proximity and starting to just take more keywords. All right. Like, I only am telling you that to say that, hey, if you just follow these steps, I assure you, if you give it a long enough time and you stay consistent enough, you will succeed. Like, your business will start to do better. Like, if every single month you go like this, like 10, oh man, it's been a month, I'm only at 8. Oh, next month I'm number 5. Oh man, it's number 3. I just want you to remember how hard and how much money, how much time, how much effort has it taken you and your business to get to the 3-pack, right? Across all keywords, and then start expanding proximity. Just think about the work, the time, the money, the effort, the stress that you've gone through. Remember, those other businesses that are down here, they got to go through that. Most of them aren't consistent or persistent enough to stick with it long enough in order to find success. So just recall that. Like, if you're going up 2 spots a month, yeah, hey, maybe I could do better, and maybe, maybe you could. But as long as you can see consistent growth, continuous effort, month after month, you'll start to do a lot better. Just stay consistent, stay with it. That's my best advice. Like, as long as there's progress. All right. Let me see if there's anything here I can help you out with. All right. Finally changing you on live. Catching me live? Well, good to see you. Malay Chris out here feeding us knowledge on the 4th. That's it. Yep. What software is that from, Chris? That is, I forget the name of the tracker that he has in there. It's one of those trackers. It's on like Leaflet or something like that. Work never stops. No. It never stops. Does he read the comments? I do once I'm done. Sadly, he may be smart, but his VA is ripping him off if you buy services from his... Okay. Hello, Chris. Hello from you. Hey, Chris, there any benefit to linking to GMB or GBP long URL or short URL? Any service or body? Well, in my opinion, I think you want to link to all of them. All right. In a lot of cases, though, if you have a maps URL, let's just say it's .com. How the heck did that change? / let's just say it's maps. I know it's probably not like this. I don't recall off the top of my head. Okay. I want to send a lot of URLs or referring domains to this URL. All right. This is where we want to get links to. I know it seems counterproductive, but get links to the Google URLs, not shortener URLs. A lot of times shorteners are going to change depending on the person. Shorteners within Google are hyper specific to the user, right? You ever notice even if you go in there multiple times that the links will change, right? Especially like if you're sharing a maps listing or something along these lines. What is this now? I have a GMB for an existing business that is mostly B2B. I was thinking of creating a new GMB with new name, but same address to handle B2C work. Would this be problematic? I have a GMB for an existing business. It's mostly business to business. Thinking of creating a GMB with a new name, but the same address to handle B2C work. Would this be problematic? I think you can run into issues doing that. And a lot of times what you'll find is Google will just pick the winner, right? Now, I've seen other business owners find success. Hey, they do multiple businesses, but I've also seen business owners where they didn't find success doing that. All right. So the best success is going to come from, hey, this is what we offer. These are our services. And then talk about it on the website, right? Like here, I have one location. My name is this company.com. I'm company.com, or whatever your business is. We offer B2C and B2B, right? I don't think for maps at the same address, same business, same location, just different facets of the business is going to be in your best interest. Google is going to pick a winner. Generally, it's going to be the business that you put there first. All right, so take it light on that. What are going to present on digital? What are you going to present at digital unfiltered? I'm going to be going over 2 years of tests and also a very large scale project that we've been working on, results from a very large project with 38,000 cities where we've been able to duplicate it over 50 times to see success in every SERP nationally. That's some of the pieces that I'll be covering. Also tests from the last 2 years. So really what I've been hammering into lately, I've been have to hold back in the group because I'm gathering tests for the event. But primarily I want to focus on traffic, what drives traffic. We're going to be talking about links, link tests specifically, types of links, running traffic through links, like what works, what doesn't work. That's what I focus on. A lot of the other people, they're working on what they're working on. These are the things that I primarily focus my attention on. It's how do I scale large projects very, very quickly. Yeah, that's what we're working on. Large lead generation type business opportunities. All right, thanks for doing these live sessions, Chris. I've learned a lot from the previous one just this week. Well, I'm glad to share with you. More context, it's a service area business doing mobile work in a 25-mile radius. My fingerprinting business is ranking number 1 in a few cities, but they're another city. Well, yeah. See, you do work in a 25-mile radius, but that doesn't mean that Google's going to reward you with a 25-mile radius, So if you're doing that type of work, it's going to be in your absolute best interest to perhaps get another GBP that, hey, we can cover a much larger radius. All right. I'm not saying that you can't rank 25 miles. It's just highly unlikely. All right. I don't know enough about that specific business to say for sure, but you can generally do very, very well in a 5 to 8 mile radius. All right. What's the best way to target? My time's up though, guys and my friends. It's the 4th of July. I wanted to make a video. I was working all morning. I woke up at 8, took care of my appointments, took care of the client work I had to, checked on the network. I love it. Question, local fishing guide. Here, I'll try to, I want to answer your questions. I don't want to give you fluff, right? I try to always make sure to be personable with you. If you give me the time, I want to give you the time. But please don't. This will be all, okay, my friends. Thank you, Chris. It's my pleasure. But let's Power 64 question. Local fishing guide. fishing locations in 10 miles outside of the main resort town. Most people searching before they come into town. Many people searching what to do in. Okay, that sounds more than fair. GBP location for that. All right, training. Thank you, Chris. Greg, hey, it's my pleasure. Appreciate your time. Of course, it's always my pleasure. Thank you, Chris. Love the content. Awesome. Glad to help you, my friend. 44 Unda. The Furniture UK, thank you for your time. And Malik, more context in service business, doing mobile work. Again, I completely understand you might service an area, but that doesn't mean that Google's going to reward you with that. And you might service, you might be the best. You might even be the best in 25 miles, right? But Google doesn't usually reward that close to home, or that far away from home, I should say. So hopefully that helps you out, and that's going to wrap it up for today. Many blessings. I hope that the tips have helped you out. If there's anything else that I could help you with, ask in the section below. If you need anything, if there's anything I can execute, please reach out to that gentleman. You know, I talk to a lot of customers. Generally, I can always come to a resolution. If not, it's generally a few clicks to make a refund. All right, so it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Many blessings, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.